So basically yesterday, I just said, fuck it. You know, I've been running a fishing Instagram or whatever for like, I don't know, 6 years or something. Probably longer than that, shit. Been out of college for a while. But yeah, back in college, that was like the way to get sponsored as a fisherman, you know? And at a certain point, I was like, if I want to do this as a job, as a career, I'm going to have to, you know, find a way to make money off of it. Fishing is my passion. It's what I like to do. But, you know, I was always so scared to put fishing content out there because the only guys making a dime, you know, doing fishing content were the guys that were the best at it. You know, you had the Guggen Squad guys and Milliken and all these dudes out there that, you know, I'm not taking anything away from them. Obviously, I'm saying they're the best at it, but I mean, they grinded for years to get anything out of it. And I'm so shitty. I mean, this is going to be a terrible video. Don't expect anything good here. This is me just saying, fuck it. Like I said, maybe I'll get better at it. Maybe I won't, but at a certain point, I just realized I just do shit. Yeah, fishing is probably number one, but it's more about what fishing gives me and like the place it takes me, the peace it gives me, the challenges of it, especially bass fishing, tournament fishing, which is what I'm getting ready for here. And that's probably why you clicked on the video. It's because this is a tournament vlog. But yeah, at a certain point, it's just like, you just got to do it, man. You know? And, you know, back in college, I hired a friend of mine to come film me fishing at a pond and doing like tips and tricks and bullshit. I'm so thirsty. And then, I mean, look how beautiful of a day it is. Have yourself a day, East Texas. Good Lord. But yeah, on top of that, these iPhones have gotten so good that this video quality is like actually not half bad. So it like makes me want to just say fuck it and start filming me doing things. So yeah, change the channel name from Freshwater Tactical to just Doing Shiz. I wish I could just do Doing Shit, but that'd be a bad way to start on YouTube. I don't think they would appreciate that very much. But yeah, I made a TikTok and I just started going through my phone and just realizing, you know, I've got a lot of videos that I've taken of just random shit around the house, fishing videos, disc golf videos, festival videos. And I realized my major problem in like not doing a lot of filming in the past was, you know, I kept hearing over and over from all these people as far as, you know, tips on how to be a YouTuber, how to make money on YouTube, blah, 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 blah. First of all, that idea of just being a YouTuber in general just never really appealed to me. But I was like, I gotta make money doing what I love. And what I love is fishing and doing shit and not working. It's not out of laziness. I mean, I work my ass off for the things I love. But I do have a tendency to get lazy for the things I don't love. I mean, who doesn't? You know, I killed it in school when I liked the class, and I did awful in school when I didn't like the class. It's just kind of how it was, you know? And so that kind of tendency has followed me throughout my life. If you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm cleaning out my truck because I'm about to load it full of fishing shit to go to this tournament. More on that in a minute. But since this is going to be my first upload, just kind of filling you in on what the fuck I'm doing with my life and why I'm talking to you in the first place. And so instead of doing cool videos and edits and all that jazz, that's why I'm starting with just this beginning of the journey. This is how every fishing tournament journey starts for me. Is I go out to my truck and I clean out all the shit that because I mean, my truck is the old stabbing wagon back here. is it's just kind of what I do everything in. I work out of it. I sleep in it like I'm going to tonight, even though we got an Airbnb for the rest of the weekend. But first night I always sleep in my truck, save some money, because it's like 8 o'clock or like 7:45 or something. Sun's going down. It's freaking beautiful out here. I usually like to leave late at night. You know, we launch the boat in the morning at like, I don't know, 5:30, 6 o'clock, something like that. It's not really any point in getting an Airbnb the first night. So I just drive to like basically a truck stop that's like, or a rest stop. Truck stops have gotten pretty lame about kicking you out if you stay too long. Just trying to rest in your car. Like, who does that? You're getting to meet the ADD brain that I have very quickly. I'm all over the place, but yeah. Always starts with me cleaning out the truck and then loading it full of my fishing stuff. And then once all the fishing stuff is in here, then I'll go and pack a bag with some clothes and stuff real quick. All in all, it takes me a couple hours. The last few days I've been doing what me and Colin, who you'll meet in a little while, call riggage, which is basically just rig and tackle, going through our boxes, cleaning some shit up, sharpening hooks, putting new line on the rods and reels, all that pizzazz. And I'm done with all that. So now it's car loading time. I'm gonna have to get used to my neighbors driving by and being like, who the fuck is this guy think he is? Some famous YouTuber? Nah, man, I have 14 subscribers. But yeah, point is, after that long, 7 minutes, which I've probably cut down to 3. Point is, it's just time to start doing shit. You know, fishing's not all I do, and I got kind of stuck in this mindset of needing to make fishing content so that I can go fishing full time. You know, and my dad, who's an awesome business guy, has taught me a lot about life. He used to be really jealous of the fact that I had found a passion and that I was working towards that passion to make that my career. But that got really challenging real quick. And he used to always remind me, not necessarily as a backup, but just his version of how he did it, was like, I ran a business that I don't really care about what I sell and the structure of the business or how much, you know, invigoration and passion I have for the business itself. I just do it because of what it gives me on the back end. You know, my dad has started and ran multiple businesses like I have since we were, you know, teenagers. And the whole concept and idea behind that was so that he could have more time with his family. You know, and I knew that at a pretty young age when I was like, I don't know, like 5, 6, 7. We were growing up in Wilton, Connecticut. We had just moved from South Africa. There's a lot of backstory in my life we'll have to catch up on over time. But, yeah, we were living in Wilton, Connecticut, which is essentially like the suburbs to Wall Street. Like, everybody that lived in that city or town or whatever you want to call it worked for a Fortune 500 company or was a CEO or owned some fancy business. And, you know, when I'd go to my soccer games, my parents would be the only parents there. Pretty much everybody else would be there with their nanny or something, you know. When I'd throw or go to a birthday party, it was like the nanny throwing the birthday party. When my parents would have my birthday party and my friends would come over, they would, like, I remember kids being like shocked that my parents were there, you know, because everybody else's parents were working. So even though I didn't like understand it, I couldn't like quite contextualize it at the time. Almost done unpacking the truck. It's just a bunch of shit. We're moving from our shop, or not from our shop, but we have a store in town, and we're just moving everything back here because we're having to close down due to the Texas government changing some laws recently, and that kind of put us out of business. More on that in another video, which is kind of why I'm, just saying fuck it. It's like I'm tired of the government and people and life telling me what to do. I just want to start doing shit, because I have a lot of shit to do, and I've done a lot of shit, and I've filmed a lot of shit, and I've never shown it to anybody. So it's time to just start showing people the shit I do. But yeah, so I knew from a pretty young age, it was, I was not going to live a life where I was, on somebody else's time, making somebody else wealthy. Not that I'm not willing to work a job. I've had jobs, but every time I've had the job, I get excited about it. I work really hard at it. And then I just get, infected with this empty feeling of like, do I have to go tomorrow? Do I have to show up? The weather is going to be beautiful tomorrow. I'd love to go fishing tomorrow. I'd love to go play golf tomorrow. Actually, I should probably keep this shit close because I'm bringing it with me. Yeah, it's like, do I want to just keep showing up for a paycheck, or do I want to start doing something like I actually enjoy doing? And then every time I try to do something I enjoy doing, I get nervous and antsy about it. Like, oh, I don't want to say this word and get demonetized. I've always been a big overthinker, overanalyzer. My parents for my whole life have just been saying, Dean, just do it. Quit thinking about it. Just do it. I'm like, yeah, but what if this? What if that? Played that game for so many years. I'm 30 years old now. I know I look like a baby. I still get ID'd constantly. But I spent my 20s doing a bunch of awesome stuff. My wife and I got married a few years back. We've been together since we were kids. Not kids, 18, 19 years old. And we've lived some awesome lives. We've traveled out of the country. We traveled all over the country. We've done a bunch of sick road trips, been to a bunch of awesome music festivals, a bunch of raves. We go camping all the time. We've gone on awesome fishing trips. We've gone and done, golf, disc golf, fishing, outdoors, camping. That's why this channel is just going to be doing shit, because fuck the niche. I get it. There is a lot of value in that. It's easier to target an audience. This video is going to get 7 views, and I've fully accepted that. All right, the truck is cleaned out. Don't mind the dog hair. I've got an army of animals, and we take them everywhere. And the old Taco, she's the one responsible for basically hauling them everywhere. My wife does put them in her car too, but for the most part, we'd rather dirty up my old truck than her new car. But yeah, losing our business has been really tough on us identity-wise. We've done the same thing since we were 18, 19 years old as far as career and building businesses, and a couple of them failed. And, this last 5 or 6 years has been successful for us, but that success was very limited. It found its cap pretty within a couple years. I've realized, probably not gonna grow too much more than that. It got us this house, got my wife into a new car, got us healthy. Things kind of plateaued from there, so it was time to find something different, But yeah, I'm gonna post little clips and stuff of some of the old videos I did. I've renovated boats. Obviously I'm a bass fisherman, and I don't have a boat right now because my old engine blew up. And I've completely restored boats. I've done all this stuff, and every time I filmed those and would look back at them, it was just super cringy, because it'd be set up on the camera hey guys, welcome to my channel, blah, and it was just that's not me at all. And I was just scared of demonetization. I was scared of, I don't know what I was scared of. A lot of things. Like I said, I'm an overthinker. So, I don't know. I saw this video. I think it was Neon or Aiden Ross or one of those streamer dudes talking about how he pays a bunch of money for clippers. And then you have to get in some Discord or something. So I actually messaged a bunch of these dudes and was like, hey, I'm motivated. I'm ready to do whatever I want to do. I want to work from my phone if that's possible. Been doing sales and consulting and building businesses basically my whole life. Not saying that like I've gotten rich, because a lot of them were failures, part of the process. But I'm motivated and I was ready. And so after messaging them, I started watching videos and learning like how to do it. And that over-analyzing part of me came in, where I realized a lot of those clipping accounts actually end up getting demonetized. A lot of them end up getting deleted, and people have to kind of keep redoing it over and over and over again. So I started overthinking that. And it just kind of led me to a point where I was like, fuck it. I'm just going to start uploading TikToks and shorts on my YouTube of funny shit my dogs do, random things I do in my life, cool places we go to, cool concerts. My wife and I we just do shit. We have so many interests, we listen to every type of music. We do almost everything there could be done in the outdoors. We have that shed over there that's full of freaking kayaks and paddle boards and all that kind of shit, camping stuff. We have this sick house that was built in like the 70s that we've like, the outside still needs a lot of work. I'm gonna give you a little sneak peek, but that's gonna be for our other videos. But we do a ton of DIY. I love woodworking. I build shit constantly. We built our whole store by ourselves. That's a whole other video, and we're gonna go through how, our journey through our business went. So I don't know. I've been talking for like 17 minutes, and this is supposed to be a fishing tournament vlog. So I'm probably gonna chop this up into what actually matters and go ahead and pack up my truck. And I think when I get to like a truck stop, I'm gonna buy like a proper mount for my phone, and then I can do like maybe a little vlogging at a truck stop or something and kind of talk more about where things are headed and whatnot. But yeah, at a certain point you just gotta say fuck it and just throw shit on the internet, and internet money can get kind of silly, and if it gets silly fast enough, maybe I can just start doing this full time. All right, major thing I'm noticing as a blogger: camera quality on like the front screen of an iPhone, because I'm not going to go buy a camera while I have 3 viewers, but and I think we've bought cameras before and they were worse than the iPhone, so that tells me I'm gonna have to like spend some real bread on a camera to get a good one. My dogs are following me around. I'm about to show them to you. But yeah, point is the camera quality kind of fucking sucks under certain lighting. Like I feel like 10 seconds ago, like I looked normal and everything around me looked awesome, like how it actually looked in real life, because that sunset was, and still is, freaking gorgeous. Let me see if I can open these Johns up. It's just so pretty out there. I love where we live. But getting very distracted. Yeah, lighting in here all of a sudden sucks, and that makes everything like kind of grainy. Makes my skin look like pale. I don't know, learning. But yeah, I'm about to show y'all how to, but yeah, tourney prep, baby. So this is everything I'm gonna be bringing. All the rods, reels. For anybody wondering, we're about to go fish the Texas Team Trail. Say hi to Daisy. What's up, Daisy? That's Daisy with a D-A-Z-Y. And if you hear that crying, it's Slab. His name's Hank, but we call him Slab because he's just a slab of meat. Look at him. He basically never stops crying, so you just kind of have to live with that. He just breathes heavy, cries, talks. Beagles are very talkative. But yeah, I'm the not co-angler. I mean, we're partners. It's Texas Team Trail. You have to be on a team. 2 people have to be fishing out of it. And yeah, technically I'm the co-angler because I'm not the boater. My buddy Colin, who y'all meet later, he's the boater. We've been fishing this trail for a couple years, and as excessive as all this might seem to be bringing as a partner, you're like, where the hell is all this going to go on somebody else's boat? We've been doing it for enough years now where like he uses my stuff, I use his stuff. We bring all this so that we never don't have enough, like we're constantly like, oh shit, dude, do you have any more, green pumpkin Senkos? I just ran out. Do you have any Bandito bugs? Do you have any Hogwallas? Do you have any 8XDs? Oh, dude, I'm out of line. Do you have any 10-pound line? Like, we're constantly asking for that. And since neither of us are sponsored, we use every brand. I mean, I use Yamamoto stuff is probably my favorite, but I mean, I use literally every brand you can think of is somewhere in all this stuff or in my office. And because of that, we tend to always have enough to fish a tournament, but it's kind of important that we bring all this shit so that we don't run out. And there's always something, especially if I start clapping them on something. Like last tournament, we were at Lake Belton, and we found this little clay point that had the big largemouth on it. And I was absolutely clapping them on this certain lizard. It was a certain type of green pumpkin, like this darker green pumpkin. And I was dragging it on a Carolina rig on these clay points. And my partner was throwing everything up there. Just couldn't get bit. And he eventually sat down, tied one on, cast it out there, and it was like first cast. Bam! So that's why it's important to bring this much shit. I know it seems excessive, but if you're a tournament guy, but a lot of boaters are kind of assholes, and they're like, nah, it's my boat. You can bring 4 rods and you can bring 1 tackle box, and I'm not even going to let you borrow my shit. But if you got a good partner, you've been doing it for years, and you're trying to go win upwards of $50,000 to $70,000 to $80,000 in a tournament, well, you better bring everything you got, especially in a 2-day tournament, because everything can change overnight. So I'm going to start getting this shit packed up. I don't know how much more vlogging I'll do until I get on the road, because I don't think y'all really give a shit about this part of it. You're going to want to see some fishing and whatnot. But maybe I'll make like part 1, part 2. I'll do one of those YouTuber things where I'm like, travel vlog, and this is the travel part, even though I haven't moved yet. I'm still in my living room. I think I'm going to make like playlists, like fishing shit, home DIY shit, golf shit, travel shit. And we're just going to make like a whole bunch of those, and then whatever you're fucking interested in, you just click. And then if you just want to watch people do shit, you just click on all of them. Sounds easy enough, right? That's the concept. I'm done overthinking it. I just want to do shit every day. I got a bunch of friends that are always encouraging me, like, dude, you start a podcast, you start this, because I'm a talker. As you guys know, I talk. And I think what happened for me specifically, if you guys know Whatnot, I had a disc golf section in my store, and like I said earlier, the store's having to close down because of some law changes. More on that again in a different video. But because of that, this lighting sucks. Which one? Let's go with that. But because of that, I had like 500 discs on my wall that I was like, what the fuck am I going to do with these discs? I've already bought them, And I do use discs at my store. I didn't do like retail new discs. If you don't know what disc golf is, go look it up. Another one of my 1,000 interests. But yeah, I play a lot of disc golf, and there wasn't anywhere to buy or sell used discs. So I started doing that in my store. And I don't know, 2 or 3 months ago, somebody just mentioned to me, hey, you should sell them on Whatnot. You make more money. And I was like, yeah. And then my buddy, Germ, he started selling Hot Wheels and like other die-cast cars on Whatnot. And he was making a little bit of bread. And he was like, dude, you should do it. You should check it out, blah, blah, blah. Watch my stream, blah, 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 see what you think. So I did that, and then I started watching fishing ones and disc golf ones. And I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll try it. First one I ever did, I made like $500 or $600 selling discs, And all I did was like drink beers and talk shit and like show discs on the screen, and then people bid on them. And by like the end of that stream, I was like completely comfortable with like just shooting the shit on camera. And there was a bunch of people in those chats over the last couple months that were like, do you have a YouTube? Do you have it? And they were asking that enough to where I was like, Dean, take the fuck it pill. Quit overthinking it and worrying about looking a certain way or being a certain something. Because all of those videos you've ever filmed in the past where you tried to like accomplish something, like look like a really professional fisherman so that companies will sponsor you, or look like a professional, I don't know, whatever, so that somebody will pay you to go do it again. That was always my model before. It was like, I have to do it in a way that a company would want to sponsor, essentially. It was like my protocol. So whatever I was filming, whether I was filming fishing or going traveling or going to a music festival or whatever it might be, it was always like, I got to do it in a way that a company is going to watch and be like, I want to sponsor that kid to go do that more, you know? Now I'm 30 years old and none of those videos ever saw the internet other than like clips on my Instagram. And my Instagram grew to like 5,000 or 6,000 followers. And eventually it just kind of petered out because I didn't have my boat anymore. I wasn't fishing nearly as often because I didn't have the boat anymore. But yeah, all that's leading to me saying, I'm going to pack all this shit up. We're going to talk more about it in the car. And it's just time to do shit and put it out there and get 7 views and then 12 views and then 11 views. Or that was backwards. Probably how it's going to go though. One of these first few videos probably going to get like 1,000 views. I'm going to get really amped. And then the next one's going to get like 12. That seems to happen with the shorts. So it's probably going to happen with the long format stuff. But yeah, anticipate a channel that is all over the place, that you never know what's coming next. I'm all over the place. I never know what's coming next. It's always something, you know. We're like renovating the inside of the house, and I realized this morning my driveway's falling apart, so I'm gonna have to do that. It's always something, guys, and I am never gonna get it all figured out. So I might as well film it, and maybe one day enough of you guys are like, I feel bad for this kid, I'm gonna hit the subscribe button, that I don't have to go and like decide on one thing to do with the rest of my life. I think that's really it in a nutshell. I cannot do that. I cannot decide on one thing to do for the rest of my life. I love so many things. I love my wife. I love my dogs. I love traveling. I love time at home, just chilling. I love having a couple beers with the boys. I love disc golf. I love golf. I love fishing. I love music. I love concerts. The list goes on and on and on. And I just want to go and do shit. So follow along. Let's get this ball rolling. Give me a little bit of that confidence juice, and maybe I'll make another video. All right, fully stacked. Got all the tackle, line, swim baits, like spare swim baits, spare baits, a million rods and reels, and I'm about to go put all this in the truck. Put this little rod rack. No, I might bring that with me this time because it would be nice to have it there, Airbnb. Or else you end up just leaning all your rods in a corner. I only bring this out into the living room because it's like, keeps it all together. So I'm not leaning everything against like the fucking dog cage or something. So yeah, probably going to take all of those, or I'm definitely going to put all this in my truck right now. And I'm going to kind of show you all my setup of how I travel with everything. Been doing it for years and I've gotten in a routine with it now. And there's kind of a little system to it. So we'll vlog that. And, oh, what's up, Tuna? Tony, don't ignore me. All right, guys, we're fucking locked in now. So this is the move. I don't have it on the, holding thing, and I'm noticing how much a human hand shakes. This is probably why most people use the old tripod or whatever. Let me turn that off for a sec. But yeah, this is the deal. Here's the cockpit. Put all my rods up front. I take my headrest off. I shove all my shoes typically underneath there with the headrest. Got my laptop and notebook. Sometimes I got to do some work on the road. In the back, we've got all my tackle. That's like my boxers and shorts and stuff like that bag. And then all of like my, what's it called? Extra bags of baits and worm bags and stuff. That all goes on the floor. I try to stuff everything onto that side of the car, other than all my like top stuff. So shirts. I have this what's it called? Brain freeze bibs. I got bibs and a jacket here, but I'm not going to be using them. I just never leave without them because I've just gotten burned too many times. And now I just never go on any fishing trips without them. I got my normal waterproof jacket there. It's not even supposed to rain until Monday, but like I said, I've been burned way too many fucking times. Not doing that again. But yeah, all my tops, and then some of this stuff is my buddy Collins, and I'm just returning it to him. And then like my life jacket. But you can notice nothing on the floor there. And then back here I got my 2 pillows and a blanket, and that's because all of this clothing can slide further back. And whenever I get to a rest stop tonight and I just need 2 or 3 hours of sleep, I can take this seat all the way back, fold it almost all the way flat, and then this crevice is what makes sleeping in a car uncomfortable. But I found if I just put a thick pillow there, it makes it like a flat but like slightly angled, almost like a hospital bed, if you could imagine that, but more laid back. And I'm a small dude, so I think as long as you're like under 6'1", you can do it comfortably in this truck. And I'm like 5'10", so works good for me. And I just lay it all the way back, and that's where I'm going to be sleeping tonight. Got my 2 hats for the tournament, other than the one I'm wearing. Just going to fire this bitch up. This Yoda has some miles, but I don't think I'll ever get rid of this truck. So yeah, perspective of the cockpit. Oh, 2010 Yoda action. But I don't think I will. That sound is my Bluetooth thing down here. But yeah, I don't think I'll ever get rid of this truck. I'm gonna probably rebuild the engine here, and it'll last another 100,000 miles. I've driven Toyotas past 350 before. But this is my baby. It's my baby girl. Absolutely nothing wrong with her. Still runs like a gem. All original. I mean, I've replaced like little things like the starter and shit, but this starts the beginning of the travel vlog with my girl sitting next to me and the road in front of me. Let's get it. Well, stop numero uno. I'm not even sure what the hell this is. It used to be, let me roll down my dirty ass window. It used to be an Easy Mart. Yeah, when you're rolling through these podunk towns. I live out in East Texas, like the Longview kind of area, and driving out to Sam Rayburn, so not really anything major between that area and that area. So most of what you drive by are just little small gas stations, little small towns and stuff. I'm trying to remember if there's even a truck stop that I normally stay at on the way. I think I normally stay at like a rest stop. Those like travel centers on the side of the road. Because I'm, like I said earlier, I only sleep for like 2 or 3 hours. So for this first night, gonna hop in. I need to grab an energy drink for the drive, and then I pulled into a gas pump, but I'm honestly fine on gas. Got basically a full tank, so get y'all in a minute. By the way, y'all, I don't have like all the camera gear. So just bear with me on the more like vlog side of things, because if you're expecting like John B style like production with drones and shit when it comes to fishing and the tournament and stuff, it's not happening. So bear with me. These little small town gas stations, I'm a small town guy. I like small towns. I prefer small towns. You know, I've lived in Dallas, Fort Worth, Arlington, Austin, as far as like my adult life. So I've lived in all the big cities in Texas. Well, not all of them, but you know what I mean. Yeah, not my vibe at all. Definitely more of a small town guy. But when you get into the real small towns, and you pull up into gas stations like this, especially late at night, it's like every time I do these, you know, night before practice fishing tournament drives, where I'm always driving at 10:30 at night through the Podunk, East Texas, there's two major things you can rely on in every one of these gas stations. I'm gonna give you a minute to guess and comment down below. Slot machines, even though gambling's illegal in Texas, and they're weird. You get like gift cards from them. You've probably seen if you live in Texas, you've probably seen like game rooms and sweepstakes. It's this shady, weird, gross version of gambling. It's not even real gambling. Don't know how to explain that, but you can always rely on those being in there and some weird people sitting there and a woman with facial hair. I can't even do the math on the odds of that, and I know it seems like that is such a low percentage thing. Every time, whether it's the person checking you out, it's the person behind you in line, in front of you in line, sitting at the slot machine, in this case smoking a cigarette outside of it, but wasn't an employee, so I imagine she's recovering from a loss, avoiding getting on full tilt at a gas station at 10:30 at night in bumblefuck Texas. So we have made it to a fresh, brand new looking TA truck stop. Definitely gone a completely different way than I normally go. So I'm gonna run in here, take a piss, snag some brewskis, some Dos Equis, an umbrella, and a phone clip. We'll see. Alright, well, brewskis acquired for the night. I should have grabbed more, but they didn't have the bottles, and I like the bottles. They only had the bottles in the 6-pack, but no umbrella. I did snag this little Madoogie. Alright, finally done wasting time, other than showing y'all this bullshit. It's actually pretty nice. I've always had the old school one where you have to clip your phone in, so I know I'm way behind on this, but pretty nice just being able to clip her on up there. I know that means nothing for y'all because you can't see my phone on it, but it is nice to be able to just clip it up there. Because then I can do this and actually talk, which will be dope. I know, like, Sam Sulek puts it on the other side of his car, talks. Probably not gonna do the whole talking and driving thing. Just seems like a spike in the old insurance waiting to happen. We're about to get on the road and fucking pop it. Off-road. Getting some fucking fat riggage going. Bro, I'm actually gonna fucking properly film this time.
Fuck yeah.
I'm doing it.
What do we got going on over there?
Watching your stoned ass fucking rig up. I was always trying to do it for sponsorships for fishing. That was like my goal with my Instagram, you know?
Yeah, because I mean, it's like...
Try to find a way to actually make money off of it.
Yeah.
And so all my videos were so fucking corny, dude. They were just, it was like, hey guys, welcome to the channel, you know, just like the bullshit YouTube stuff. And that's why I could never post them. It's just, they were so fucking not me.
This is the shit you gotta film. Just
and
be out here just fucking...
Exactly. And so many of the big YouTubers that I love watching, their videos aren't even monetized. Cause I'm gonna be filming your dumbass. His fucking phone is way down there.
Who put that there?
Yeah. Skier's not Apple approved. Just fucking ate that phone. You can't get your hand down there.
It's gone.
This is not a QI fucking charging system. We found that out.
What the hell is this? This is a ratchet.
We don't have a drill, so the only way to take this bitch off is taking off.
It's a ratchet screw.
Where are you going the wrong direction? You got this, I got believe in you.
There we go. And increase the significance. Dude, that is like
huge bummer.
Ants like just fucking me up right now.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
It's gonna be kind of tricky to put back in without the drill, man. It's much easier.
Wish I had another screwdriver.
Should just leave this windshield off.
In case it eats it again.
Oh. Should have done the other side.
Hold on. Oh. I have it. Hold on.
Let's go.
Yes, sir. Target acquired. Oh, dude, that was well done.